my lovely friends, welcome back to my channel, or if it is your first time here, hi, my name is Melissa, or Missa, welcome. Today, I'm going to be doing a full face, ignore the eyes, they are in a separate video. I'm going to be doing a full face of my most bougie, favourite, high-end, fancy makeup. I definitely focus way more on drugstore makeup. A, because I love drugstore makeup. B, is what I can afford. And C, in this economy, we need deals. However, I do have some really lovely high-end bits that I adore. So today's just going to be a love letter to my favourite high-end bits. Everyone's got a different budget. Everyone prioritises differently. So I thought it would be fun to just put on my high-end makeup, just enjoy it for what it is. And don't worry, there will be 99% more drugstore stuff on my channel, but today we're just going to be playing with high-end. This is my skin. I absolutely adore how it came out. And that's what we're going to do. So if you want to join me and just clart ourselves in fancy stuff, then do keep on watching. So I'm definitely starting off with my bougiest primer, which is my Bobbi Brown Vitamin Enriched Face Base. It's pretty much empty, so I need to use a really sanitary, I'm sure, brush to get... It actually hurts me using this because I'm so close to finishing the tub. But today is about bouge. Why not? Every once in a while. It smells good, it feels good, probably tastes good, but I'm not gonna try it. Yeah, see that new Makeup Revolution one that I tried the other day? That felt so greasy compared to this. We are definitely gonna go cakey facey today because why not? But we'll add a bit of glow with my Charlotte Tilbury. I really, really love this. It's just a wonderful product all round. The collection one though is a nice dupe, let's be honest. I'm going to use this little random Real Techniques brush just to blend it in. I've still yet to try the Charlotte Tilbury contour ones and highlight ones and stuff. I just cannot bring myself to pay those prices. But something like this, that's kind of all over. I'm honestly going to throw this phone out the window. Right, putting it on Do Not Disturb. But this kind of all over glow product, I didn't mind so much investing in because it's just, I don't know, it's just great. I'm not going to sit and go, oh, but get this from the drugstore instead, get this from the drugstore instead. I'll do another video where I'm using my cheapest, bestest products, you know what I mean? Today it's just going to be about the bougie products because I just barely use them, especially on my channel and especially in this economy, but I have these products and I do love them. And a lot of people have different budgets, so I'm going to use them today and just be praiseworthy of them like they deserve, you know what I mean? I've got a few bougie foundations. I think I'm going to choose my NARS. This is in the shade Yukon. It's not on the bottom, but I'm sure it's Yukon because my other one's Oslo and then my other one's Mont Blanc. Mont Blanc is very similar. So actually, Mont Blanc is this one. Maybe I'll use Mont Blanc actually because I think that might be a bit more my shade for today. This is full coverage. This is the Natural Radiant Longwear. I've worn this for a very long time now and I adore it. I would trust it for if I was going to a wedding or something. This is the kind of base. This is all the makeup I would choose. I do tend to use my bougier makeup if I have a fun day planned or something like that. It's when I always break out my fancier stuff because it's just a nice experience sometimes. I don't think this colour's awful on me, but this foundation does have a nice radiance to it, so even if you didn't have the Charlotte Tilbury underneath, you would still be getting a nice glow. This BK foundation brush is literally sent from heaven above. I've never ever ever used a better foundation brush in my life. That is just wonderful. I'm going to use my ABH concealer. I don't mind the price of this so much. It's a very good concealer. I don't mind the price of it so much because you get so much in it. So you get 12 mils in this. So that's double the Makeup Revolution one. So you're paying what? £7 or £8, say, for example, for the Makeup Revolution concealer. And you're getting 6 mils. So obviously this is still way more expensive, but straight off the bat you get more in it. And it's just like the Too Faced one. They definitely put more product in even though you're paying more. I'm going to blend this with a sponge. I definitely prefer a sponge for my concealer. And I also feel like it does press the foundation in my skin a bit better. I don't even know if Colour Drain still do these sponges. I hope they do, because they're like legit the best sponges in the world. This is in shade 1, so it's a little bit paler. Very highlighty. It's very matte, full coverage, but not matte and dry. It's just a nice matte finish. I'd say like a soft matte kind of finish. I would probably rather spend my money on nicer base products like the Bobbi Brown, like the Charlotte Tilbury, the foundation, the concealer, and save my money on all other places like blush. You don't need expensive blush. I don't think you need expensive bronzers, really. I don't think you need expensive contours. I think you can save money in so many other places and then invest a little bit more in base products. That's what I've always done anyway. Look at that blank canvas skin, ready for whatever else you want to put on it. I'm not going to do my full freckles today because I don't know, I feel like I should kind of go for just nice perfected skin. My Boujee powder is my Hourglass. I do really like it, but I've had it for a very long time and I don't reach for it that much. I suppose one, because it is really bougie and expensive, but also I feel like other powders just are just as nice. And I'm going to use my TRIGWELL Puff again because this is only going to be my second time trying it and I loved it the first time I used it. So obviously this is going to mattify my skin, but this Hourglass powder is very finely milled, it's very soft, it is a very nice powder. I don't necessarily think it is worth as much as they ask for it, however it is a very nice powder. So if Hourglass is like a brand that you love, this is definitely a lovely powder to try. I can't get over how much I enjoy the Puff. I literally cannot get over it. Such a nice experience to put powder on with this. I really feel like I'm using such little amount of product with the Puff. I will say I don't like the packaging of this Hourglass powder. It's very hard to get out. And the lid stops you being able to pick up a lot of product. Oh, well, I guess we're not using any high-end cream products today. Oops. And I have quite a few, but we're now not using them, sorry. My skin looks so perfected and beautiful, even like up close in person it looks lovely. I am going to go in with the second powder because I can, which is my HUDA, if I can find the right shade that I'm looking for. My HUDA GLOWISH, shade 1 today, because this is going to give an all over sheen to my skin. And it means you don't have to have a dewy base. You can still have a mattified all day long lasting base and just have this HUDA on top. I don't really use it as a powder, I use it as like a finishing powder, which maybe is what it's supposed to be. Then I'm going to use my Hollywood Bronzing Glow as my contour. I've moved all my brushes around. Why did I do it? Because now I can't find any brushes that I want. This is really stunning. I am quite gentle with it. I try not to use it too often. I'm about to hit pan on it, which is obviously upsetting, but at the same time, if you have a product this expensive, it's good to get use out of it. I definitely used to be you know, one of those people, you get a fancy candle and you don't light it. You're like, oh, I'm going to save it for a special occasion. I was very much that mindset until like quite recently, and it was like, do you know what? There might not be a special occasion. That event might not happen. Just use it and enjoy it. So I've been burning like a couple of really special candles that actually a friend and sausage made, and I've been burning them most nights, just chilling in my bed on my own and then loving it. The smell goes through my whole flat. This is not like a cake face kind of contour. This is quite subtle. I'm kind of building it up a lot actually. I'm literally like trying to go in these corners because that's where I'm going to hit pan. I feel so weird having no full freckles on. That really is such a lovely product. The highlight's very pretty too. I would say I don't reach for it very much, but it is a very pretty one. I have a Charlotte Tilbury bronzer I could use, but I think I'm more inclined to use my VIEVE today because this is very special and bougie as well, isn't it? Well, it is to me. Some of these products are like definitely bougie and others are like bougie to me, you know what I mean? But to me this is quite bougie. So this is the VIEVE Modern Bronzer, and I'm going to use this slightly darker shade. The other shade's really pretty actually, as more of a contour on me, and this is more of a bronzer. Oh, it is really nice. I actually don't have very many VIEVE products. There's a lip gloss by her that looks really pretty. I've never really been interested in the palettes, they're just too neutral for me, but that is very like on brand for Jamie Genevieve. She does do more neutral makeup. These powders are very smooth, more of a buildable kind of formula, so it's not like straight out the pan and scary what you're putting on your face. It's just nice buildable. This was an Artitude Cosmetics brush and I actually really like it. It's just a pretty tone. The formula is very, very nice. Let me put some on my nose. And it's just a happy day putting this bronzer on it. This is again one of those products I do kind of save for best, and I shouldn't. I'm just using a little bit of the cooler tone side as contour on top of my other contour for no reason other than I'm holding it in my hand, and why not? I've got a couple of bougie highlighters. Like I've got my Dior that I think the world of it. I wear this a lot to work because it's very, very subtle. You can obviously build up a bit, but I think it's more of like a daytime highlighter for me, so I'm going to use my Rare Beauty one again. Plus I want to like get more use out of it. This is in the shade Enlighten. This was a birthday present. It's not my birthday yet, it's not till February 19th, but it was a very early birthday present because Teresa saw they came back in stock, so she was like, well, I'll just get it now for you while it's in stock. And when I went to link it the other day in a video that I'd used, it had already sold out. I don't think they can like keep these in stock, and I see why. They are stunning. It's definitely a little pale for me, this shade, so I honestly think unless you are very, 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 very pale, get the second shade up, because this one is, I think, for very, 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 very pale skin people, and I don't have very, very, very pale. I'm just pale. We are gonna make it work today. It just looks like you're glowing from within. It looks like glass skin. It is just perfect. I don't know why I always put it like there on my forehead with highlight. I smile and put it on the apples of my cheeks there. It kind of exacerbates the look of my pores in those areas, but I just don't care. I don't mind having pores showing on my skin. Like, it's so normal. And you see, when I started taking photos on my iPhone instead of my camera for Instagram, I like that you can see my skin texture better. I feel like my camera does not catch it like my iPhone does. And it just makes everything look more real and just like how humans are. We're textured. You know, it's not an imperfection. It's just life. I don't know if I have any like very bougie blushes. Well, I do. I mean, I can see one right now. I've got a NARS one. Obviously got Odin's Eye, which I wouldn't say are super bougie, but they are expensive, and obviously having to pay like customs and stuff on top of like an order from Sweden makes it add up. I do have quite a few cream high-end ones, but I've kind of fudged that, haven't I? I've got my NATASHA DENONA, which is like a lovely... Oh, do I want to go pink? I'm going to try this, because surely if I'm gentle, I can make this work on top of this powdered base. This is I think this was like the Valentine's Day collection, not from last year, maybe even the year before. I don't know if you can still get this. I'm going to use this as a base because it's actually going on really nicely on top of my very set skin, because it's not like a super liquidy cream, it's more just like a firm, perfect cream. My battery's about to stop, hold on. I think pink today will be nice with the blue, just as a bit of a change. I've still taken that comment to heart that my makeup just always looks the same, and like I think about it every time I sit down and do makeup, and it's not even because it was mean, it's because it's true to a certain extent, but I don't like most neutral makeup on me. I just prefer colour and stuff like that, so it's just how it is, basically. I just prefer this kind of makeup on myself. And then to set that, let's use NARS Orgasm. It's a classic, it's nice and pink. It'll go with this look. Tell me why I'm quite enjoying the pink with the blue. I can't believe that NATASHA DENONA went on my skin so nicely. Okay, but just because I am a bit of a fussy witch, I am going to take a bit of my Benefit Dandelion. Again, it's really high end. Gosh, they're expensive, friend. This is so old. I'm sure they've got new packaging for this. Just to blend the edges, it's a much softer baby pink. This has been a favourite colour of mine since I was like ever started wearing makeup. I had like a little mini sample, you know when they do these really thin plastic ones? I had one of those and I fell in love with this blush from that day. I am literally adoring how this base is looking. It is so beautiful. Right, we need now a fancy schmancy Sainsbury. I do have one actually. We have one that I clearly like. A wee Charlotte Tilbury. I'm going to go in with a second, actually. Do you know what? I love that one. It's beautiful. Highly recommend. There is better ones. I know I'm not supposed to be saying that today, but I actually want to continue this glow. So I'm going to use my Iconic London. I think this is Boujee. I think the brand is Boujee. And the price of their stuff is very bougie to me, so I'm going to use this because this is all over glow. The smell! It is the most beautiful smell. It smells like a perfume, but not in a bad way, not like you're just putting too much perfumedness. Oh, look at my body. I know I put that Rare Beauty on too, but look at me! I'm glowing! I feel like someone needs to take me on a date right now. Like, that is what I look like. Not a first date, because then they'll have a completely unrealistic expectation of how I look. But, like a date. I'm going to use my Benefit Gimme Brow. This is one of my favourites. And I've absolutely clarted my skin since I did my brows. So, this is just making sure I don't have any, like, powder or anything. My battery's going to die again. Right, I'm going to go finish off my eyes in my other video and then we'll come back and do a lip and that'll be us done. Oh, if I can before the battery runs out. Oh, I've got a flake of glitter stuck there, ignore that. That is my base. Is it light and easy breezy? No. But if you like full coverage, then sheesh capiche. And again, I don't care that you can see my pores quite a lot. Literally doesn't bother me at all. I generally love drugstore lip liners. I think they are the tits. But my Melt one is what I'm going to use today. This is in the shade. What shade are you in, darling? It's Sepia. Because I've got blue in my eyes and then pink on my cheeks, I feel like I can't do like a pink lip. I don't think it'll go with the blue. I don't feel like I can do a peachy lip because it won't go with the pink. So I feel like I need to do quite just a pale nude. And I can't talk putting this on, so give me a second. I don't know if this is classed as super bougie, but I'm going to use my Clarity liquid lipstick in Lingerie because it's very, very pale and I want that very pale look today. Like, it's so pale. It also smells like, you know that nuclear green antibiotic she took as a kid? Is it amoxicillin or something? It smells like that in like a good way. I literally don't have a paler lip than this. It is wonderful. The colour is wonderful. The formula is not. It's not terrible, but I actually probably would not wear this lipstick out. Just so you know, it's very drying. Sits in all the cracks and crevices. It's not a wonderful lipstick formula wise, but the colour is to die for. Maybe if you're very young and have 0 lines on your lips, you would really like it. But that ain't me. Anyway, we need a finishing spray, so let's use the Charlotte Tilbury. Gorgina. I'm gonna go do something to my hair. I'm probably just gonna slick it back because it's already slicked back. And then that being done, we'll just have a quick debrief. There's not much to talk about. I talked about the products as we went through it, but yeah, we'll have a quick debrief. I absolutely adore how my makeup came out, and I'm also really digging the pink blush. I feel like it just goes really nicely with the blue eyes. I was convinced for so long I couldn't wear pink blush with blue eye makeup, but I really think I can. If I just do it gently enough and in the right place, I think it looks really good. I'm loving my skin. I would happily go out on a fancy date or for a fancy night out right now, but realistically, I'm gonna finish this outro, have some dinner, jump in the shower and get into bed and start editing, and it is only like 3:30, but that's like all my plan for today. But yeah, I hope you enjoyed me just putting the fancy stuff on. Once again, my channel is definitely way more drugstore, but sometimes it is nice to just sit and play with fancy stuff. So that's gonna be it for me today. Yeah, I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, please do give it a thumbs up. Leave me a comment down below. What is like your, not necessarily your most expensive, but like a bougie product that you have that you just adore in your collection. Subscribe if you haven't already for more thrilling content from me. And I'm gonna piss off, and I'll catch you on the flip side. Bye!